Welcome to Havruta tonight.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So you were here for last week's material?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't usually like to put people on the spot, but this week our goal is going to be not just to leave last week's behind, but we're actually going to continue and build on last week. So I need to know if you have some recollection of what we did last week. So could you share that with me?
Sure. I want to thank you very much for last week's material because it changed the way I read the Omer, I do the Omer in my Kavanot. So the two specific things that I remember from last week were two different opinions. One was from the Baal Me'or, which he said that you do the Omer basically to remember the Omer, the Korban Omer, which we take to mean remembering the Beit HaMikdash because it was only done during the Beit HaMikdash.
Good.
And then the second opinion was the Rambam, which says that you do the Omer to count down to Matan Torah, which is more of a pleasure, more hana'ah, and those are the two recollections.
Great. So that's great. Those are the two basic tracks. That's a takeaway. That's great. Takeaway is we've got two tracks. We've got the Baal Me'or, Rashi, and Tosfot. They're all living in France, happens to be, and they're thinking about one thing. They're thinking about, I actually made a little poster over here. Imagine you're in Tosfot's shul, and he's got a poster over there, and his poster's got someone's cutting barley, and someone's offering wheat, and they're counting 49 days from a barley offering to a wheat offering. Very agricultural looking kind of countdown.
Sure.
That's in France. We go to the Rambam shul, and he's got a whole different poster. He's got a mountain, he's got Yetziat Mitzrayim on the bottom, he's got Matan Torah on the top, and he's counting down. So two different mindsets,
Sure.
and that's a little odd. Because in our religion we believe there's really only one Torah. And there's really no machlokets. It's hard to believe. There's no machlokets. Now how does that work? He said A, he said B. We don't always have the answer. In this case, with God's help, we're going to find out by midway into this session that they really agree. Which is hard to believe. This looks like totally different tracks.
Sure.
Okay? Now, before we go there, I'm going to, again, put you on the spot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So far you did good. Okay? Anyone that's watching this was not prepared. Okay?
That's true.
So, there's a lot of differences, and what I really want you to do is I'm gonna ask you to try to almost fill out a chart. So we have two tracks again. One track says, I'm looking at that Korban, and I'm just on the Omer track with my agriculture. And the other team is, it's all about Matan Torah. Now, so let's go one by one. Is counting the Omer today from the Torah or not? Answer? It depends. What does it depend on?
It depends on where you hold, on which.
Explain.
Using the Oraita, you would think that maybe it would be Matan Torah.
Exactly. I'm fully able to count down from Pesach to Shavuot. I don't need a Beit HaMikdash to do that.
Right.
That's easy. But if I need a Korban Omer, it's got to be rabbinical. That's great. That's one difference. Why don't we say Shechianu for the mitzvah Svirata Omer? Again, that'll depend. If you go on the Beit HaMikdash track, why don't you say Shechianu?
That was my question last week.
Well, let's first answer this.
Okay.
So why don't you say it?
You wouldn't say it on the Omer because there's no more Korban and there's no Hana'ah. It's a sad.
It's sad. It's a sad event.
Yeah.
I'm saying I count the Omer, I say, oh, I feel terrible. Where's my Beit HaMikdash? Shechianu is like, I'm happy to be here. I'm not happy to be here. I'm sad when I get to the Omer. But like you said, exactly, this is one of the reasons why we're reviewing, because people have this question. Says, hold on.
Yeah.
So why is there no Shechianu according to Rambam?
Right.
Right? That should,
right,
right, exactly. That should bother you.
Bothered me.
Good, it did bother you. That's the reason why we really came back to this class, because there were a lot of loose ends. People asked me questions. And the answer to that is, because you didn't really finish the mitzvah yet.
Mm.
It's finished when you get to Shavuot. So I'm not going to make a Shechianu mitzvah that's not over yet.
So you do it at the end.
So you do it at the end. And actually, some people say, when you say Shechianu on Shavuot, you should have in mind the mitzvah Sfirat HaOmer.
Really quickly, what if you didn't finish that one?
Oh, so then you're doing Shechianu for the
Shavuot,
holiday.
okay.
But I'm saying, but it's an additional thought in your brain when you get there. Like some people, I know a lady that whenever her kids, or her husband for that matter, get to count at the Omer for the whole 49 days, she just makes them a special cheesecake or something, to celebrate. It's nice. But in your head, you could say, Shechianu, I made it. I've been counting from Pesach to Shavuot, and I finally made it. Mm-hmm. That's the Rambam. Again, different thought. Okay. Now, we say a Hiratzon after the Omer. Why do we do that? We don't say Hidat Son after Tefillin. What's this special Hidat Son that we're saying after the Omer?
So we learned last week was Zeker Mikdash.
Good.
We do
We're doing it because we don't have a Beit HaMikdash. Hashem built a Beit HaMikdash. Let me tell you a secret. That Hidat Son shows up in a Tosafot. In Rambam doesn't have that. He didn't say that Hidat Son. Because he's not thinking about the Beit HaMikdash. He's saying, hey, I just want the Matan Torah. I'm okay. I don't need a Beit HaMikdash for that. So he didn't have that. We happen to, Shulchan Aruch says that it seems, I shouldn't say that. It seems that primarily we're not on the Rambam team. That's how Chama Vadia says. Chama on the other side says, we Sfaradim like to go like the Rambam. He wants to prove that even the Shulchan Aruch might hold like the Rambam. So it's questionable if today, what do we hold? Okay. Now, another difference is when do you count the Omer? Should you wait like people wait for Shabbat, 72 minutes after Shabbat, or 50 minutes? Should you wait to count the Omer as late as possible or not? I don't know if you learned that last week, if you got to that.
Let me get to that. It's a great question.
So it also depends. When things, for example, I don't want to put you on the spot, but how long, when there's coming up the next fast we have in the summer, Shavas Havruta, was we a long fast. Do you have any recollection, like how long after sunset you wait? You wait,
30 minutes?
30 minutes, right? Something like that. 30 minutes, right? People don't wait 30 minutes for Shabbat, right? What's the difference? The answer is things that are rabbinical are shorter. So if Sfirat Ha'omer is rabbinical, you can count earlier. Maybe count 20 minutes after sunset, and then get into the halakha now. But if it's Doraita, one man would wait 60 minutes, the same amount of time I wait for Shabbat, I'm going to wait for Sfirat Ha'omer. So depending which track you're on is going to impact what time of day you count. It's another difference. I'm saying that's what I'm trying to show you over here is these two tracks are very different. Very different. Again, the mindset, like you said before, your mindset changed. What are you thinking? Someone told me one night he switches off every night now. One night he's thinking, oh, where's the Beit HaMikdash? I want to have a Korban Omer. And he's a little sad. He puts a sad he has this fellow has a Sfirat Omer. He has emojis. He puts stickers on each day he finishes. So he switches off now. He puts a smiley face one day because he's all happy he's getting ready for Matan Torah. The other day he puts the sad face on because he's thinking about the Korban Omer. Okay? Two different mindsets. Okay, now, we're going to go forward. We're going to add two things we didn't talk about last week, so this you're not responsible, but you really did great. You did very good. Two other points. I'll just ask you off the top of your head. Do you think ladies have to count Sfirat Ha'omer?
Well, it would come down to if it's time bound or not.
What do you think? Is Sfirat Ha'omer time bound?
Question is, they only have to do it at night. Maybe they could do it the whole day if that's.
Oh, that's another great question. I'll let you know that we're going to see that maybe later on in today. You might be able to count Sfirat Ha'omer all day. We say Hayom during the day. If you forgot it at night, you can still say it during the day. It might be all day. So that's a good point.
So maybe according to the Korban Omer, it would be yes, because it was a time you had to do the Omer.
Actually, it's a little bit the other way around.
Okay.
If it's Matan Torah, so I'm counting from a calendar date, the second day of Pesach, and I'm counting to another calendar date, which is Matan Torah. If it's about the Omer, imagine I told you the following. Give you my shot. You have to catch the first groundhog that comes out. That's a mitzvah in the Torah. Got to trap the first groundhog. It's not time bound. Whatever comes out. It happens to be, it always comes out on May 2nd. Ladies still have to count groundhogs because it's not time bound. If I'm counting from the Korban HaOmer, it's not a calendar date. It's whenever the Korban HaOmer shows up. It happens to be, and the truth is the Korban HaOmer could be at night, something could be a day. So according to the Rambam, it's definitely time bound. According to the Baal Ma'or, the Ramban says ladies have to count Sfirat HaOmer because it's not time bound.
Wow.
It's Korban HaOmer bound.
Wow.
It's another. The last one is, the last chidush for the day, on the two tracks, goes like this. Shulchan Aruch brings down, this is not a well-known halacha, that ladies should not do work. This is nothing to do with ladies counting and not, don't get confused, but ladies should not do work until, let's say, in the zone of Sfirat HaOmer. Let's say tonight you count Sfirat HaOmer at 8:30, from 8:30 to 9 or something like that at a certain time. Ladies shouldn't do work. That means what kind of work? The work like Chol. They shouldn't do knitting, they shouldn't do certain activities. Why not? Why not? And why does the men and the ladies? He said the men are working, we're not going to jam them up. But ladies will want to have some remembrance, and therefore we don't want them working. Remembrance of what? So the Torah says, since the Omer was all about remembering the Shemitah. If you remember last week, seven cycles of days, 7 cycles of years, Shemitah, sabbatical, not working. So we want to remember that. So therefore we said, as a token, the ladies won't work at that time, so you remember that. That's the reason the Torah gives for the Shulchan Aruch's halacha. Or the Torah actually brought the halacha down. So the question points to Rambam, why aren't we working? It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with Pesach Shavuot. You ready for this? A Sefer Morah Ktziah from Rabbi Yaakov Emden says, because Pesach to Shavuot, it's like a long Chol Moed.
Wow.
From Pesach to Shavuot, it's Chol Moed. Just like we have Shmini Atzeret at the end of Sukkot, Shavuot is also called Atzeret. 7 days, and the 8th day is Shmini Atzeret. 7 weeks, and the beginning of the 8th week is Shavuot. So it's like a Chol Moed. So you don't work during Chol Moed, so you want to remember that this is really like a Chol Moed. We're not going to tell you not to work, men go to work, but remember there's a connection between these two holidays. And again, according to the other team, it has nothing to do with these two holidays. It's on the second day. It's not even a connection. Now, that's that. So we really have two very different tracks. Now, what we want to try to figure out now is, here I basically turn a few pages, how we're going to make this, before that. We have a few questions on the Rambam, okay? A few questions on the Rambam again, which people asked me last week. Number 5 on our sheet over here. I want to share these questions with you because people asked it to me on the floor, and we really want to wrap this up.
Okay.
If we're anticipating receiving the Torah, why don't we count downwards? 49, 48, 47, instead of upwards 1, 2, 3. Right? 10, 9, 8. Right? No one does 1, 2, 3.
Right. More excited.
Right? So the Sefer Chinuch says, we're looking forward so much to the Matan Torah. If I tell you 49 days, you can say, I can't wait that long. So therefore, that itself says, one day, we want to make it like less. If you tell a kiddo, how much more we have to get there? 10, 12-hour trip. You can't tell them 12 hours, they're checking out. You tell, look, we already went a mile.
Right.
So that, because we yearn so much, they switched it. The next question is, and this is a major question, why don't we start counting from the first day of Pesach? The Rambam has a big problem. This is a major problem, the Rambam's team. If you say, like the Tosafot Rashi team, it's all about the Korban HaOmer. The Korban HaOmer was on the second day, so I'm counting for the second day. Rambam, you're talking about counting for Pesach. So why don't I count for the first day? It's a bomb question.
Sure.
It says in the Torah, count from the Korban HaOmer. He says, no, we're really counting from Pesach. So what are you doing? You can't do Yetziat Mitzrayim, long day. Long day.
Right, wow.
Great question. So the Sefer Chinuch says like this. He says, you know what? We have 2 important messages in our religion, actually 3, which happen to be the 3 holidays. I'm not going to get into that now at length. Lesson number 1 is, God created the world, He's in control. You know how we call that in Hebrew? God created the world and He's in control. Got a Hebrew word for that? Hashgacha
Pratit.
Hashgacha pratit. Exactly. God supervises us and He's in charge. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is He gave us the Torah. And rule number 3 is reward and punishment. Those are the 3 rules in our religion. And they happen to be the 3 holidays. I'll just say it fast. Extra credit. Pesach is God controls the world. Shavuot is He gave us the Torah. And finally, Sukkot is about the reward in the future that's going to come for the Tzaddikim. Okay. So now, the Chinuch says, you can't mix lessons. It's not a good idea, right? You got to make it clear, like I did with the tracks. You can't just mix the 2. Track 1, track 2. Don't mix it. You're going to get confused. First day of Pesach, I want to focus on the lessons of Yetziat Mitzrayim. If I'm going to start in the middle and say, let's start counting the Matan Torah, stop. So, first day of Pesach, we're going to focus on Pesach. After you got that lesson clear, now say, you know what? We want to start getting ready for lesson 2. We're going to start counting for lesson 2. So I'm going to start that on the second day. Okay? Now, so he says, really I should say, tonight is the 16th day from the second day of Pesach. That should really be the count, he says. But that's a weird way to count. Today's the 16th day from the second day of Pesach. So he says, on the second day of Pesach, there was a Korban HaOmer. So I'm going to use that as my landmark. I'm not really counting from the Omer. It's like, I tell you, I want you to count, Torah Center is located over here. It's the 4th house down, right? And I live actually 10 houses down. So instead of saying I'm 10 houses from the corner and there's so many things going on, there's a lot, there's this, they say, you know, I'm 2 houses away from the Torah Center. But the Torah Center has nothing to do with anything. The main thing is I'm really from the corner, but it's just an easy landmark. So therefore they said, count from the Omer. It really nothing to do with the Omer. But again, that's a little weird. Because Sfirat Omer, Ashek Shem Shem Shem, it's no Omer, Hayom Yom Omer, there's no Omer. So the Chinuch says, no, it is. He says, what's the lesson of the Omer? The lesson of the Omer is the same lesson as Pesach. I'm in charge of your life. I'm in charge of your week. Hashgacha Peratit. So therefore, we're counting from Hashgacha Peratit. We didn't want to count the first day of Pesach, Hashgacha Peratit. We count from the second day of Pesach. And there's a connection. Again, this is too much to crunch in here. I might be an overload. The first day of Pesach is about open miracles. The second day is about the hidden miracles in your field. Remember the man, that's the open miracle. The Omer, or the lady in the kitchen, that's the hidden miracles. Okay. So that's how we answer our questions. But now we have the bigger, major question, which is, it seems strange to have 2 totally different mindsets about the same mitzvah. What's going on over here? And now, Bezrat Hashem, I'm going to put it all together. Okay, ready? Here we go. 49 days, Omer. Why 49 days? We mentioned 49 days, 49 years. 49 years, Shemitah Yovel. Now, what am I thinking when I'm thinking about Shemitah Yovel? I'm thinking about, you know what Shemitah means? It's a sabbatical year. When you have a sabbatical year, a professor, even today, they have sabbatical years. All during the 6 years, he's looking forward to, wow, I can't wait for my sabbatical. A year off, isn't that great? Paid, year off, go to Honolulu, and think about your whatever your subject is. That's what they used to have. They still have that in some colleges. The professor goes off for a year because he can't produce properly. There's a fellow wrote a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey. I read his book, and he's writing about, well, I was in my year in Honolulu, and I'm sitting at the beach, and I'm thinking, and that's how you become creative. Yeah. So the farmers, God put in things sabbatically. But what do we do on our year? We don't go to Honolulu. You know what we did? This farmers did for a year? Learn Torah. That's what they did. It's no work. You got to learn like Shabbat. You got to learn. You're all forcing you to learn. And they were counting the Shemitahs and Yovels. It's like, I can't wait for my sabbatical year. I can't wait till I can start learning. So we want to tell the farmer, it's not a Shemitah year this year, but you're about to start your harvest of your barley. You're going to your harvest of your wheat. You know what you should be thinking? I don't want to get caught up in my business now. What am I working for? I'm working so I can support my family and have my time to learn. So his whole focus is, I can't wait to learn. That's what he's thinking. In that Omer. So stop. You see this? There's something missing in this picture. You know what he's supposed to be thinking over here? There should be a little bubble here. Can't wait to get back to learn. Wow. I'm looking forward to my sabbatical year. So therefore, both posters are really the same thing. Sure. He's counting 7 times 7, 49, Shemitah Yovel. I can't wait to get back to my learning. And he's looking forward to learning. So although they split, this is the rule. God gave us Torah Sheba'al Peh. He gave us your brain. You sit there and you learn. And your brain is a very powerful tool. And if you understand things, especially if you're Rishon, it's powerful. And you're going to get to, Rambam in Spain is going to get to where he gets to. And Tosfot in France can get to where he gets to. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're going to get to the same location. So they're both really thinking the same exact thing. It's no 2 tracks. It's 1 track.
1 track. Wow.
It's 1 track.
Beautiful.
It's all 1 track.
Very nice.
There's no 2 tracks. And the real beauty, we want to just end off with, every Shabbat is really the 7th day. You're supposed to look forward to that. And we're going to come back for part 2 because we have a little bit more to say, but we're getting late.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Very nice.